Before I start today's video, I just wanted to give a shout out to Sports Film Production. Be sure to subscribe to him. I'm going to subscribe to him right now, and I want you to do the same. And I want him to get to 100 subscribers by the end of this week, which would be next Friday. So it would be much appreciated if you go and subscribe to him. What if Gore won Florida and became president? So as you can see here, the Republicans would gain 4 seats in their best case scenario. So as you can see here, I do think Ron DeSantis will beat Kamala Harris. Good evening, and welcome to Election Night in America 2024. Welcome back to Go to Elections. Today we're going to be looking at a possible election scenario for 2024 between former governor and ambassador to the UN under President Donald Trump, Nikki Haley, and Vice President Kamala Harris. So Kamala Harris, safe states, I do think that Illinois is probably going to be likely here, just because you look at how it's trending, it probably could be like 15 or 14 points, which I would consider in the likely margin. And then the rest of them, no surprises, all the East Coast, basically, all the regular stuff. Nikki Haley's are Idaho, Utah, Montana, Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota. Yeah, you guys know the drill by now. So let me just fill these in very, very, very quick. Okay. And then here is where it starts to get interesting. So Kamala Harris, I think that she'll get Colorado, New Mexico, Minnesota, and Maine's first and at-large vote. Virginia is going to be lean because, as you might have heard, Glenn Youngkin beat Terry McAuliffe here by 2 points, and I think this state really dislikes the Biden-Harris administration. So let's just go look at the voter trends for Virginia really quickly. We go back here to 2008, when it first voted blue in the 21st century. Obama won it by 6 points. We go a little farther in. Obama won it by 3 points. Then Clinton won it by 5 points. And then Biden won it by 10. So Biden looks like he get a little spike here between 2016 and 2020, like a spike of about 5 points. But I do think that the margin is going to go down back to about right here, about like 4 or 5 points. And then also another likely state that I think Biden's going to have, Kamala Harris is going to have is Nebraska's second is probably going to be likely just because it has been trending blue lately. We look here. So Romney won it by 7 points in 2012. Trump won it by 2 points in 2016. And if you can see, it gets very close. And then Biden wins it in 2020 by 6 points. And I think that margin goes up a little bit to like 7 or 8 points. And then in Nikki Haley's likely states, we've got Alaska, we've got Iowa, Ohio. About Ohio, it went to Trump by 8 points in 2020. 2016, it went to Trump by 8 points. And in 2012, it went to Obama by 3. This used to be a very, very crucial swing state, but since Republicans have been doing very good in it, Trump winning in the past 2 elections by 8 points, I think that Ohio has a very good chance of going likely in here. And the same thing with Iowa has happened. It used to be a crucial swing state. Obama won it by 5 points in 2012 and 9 points in 2008. And then Trump won it by 9 points in 2016 and even more, less by 8 points in 2020, but I expect it to go back up just because of how unpopular Kamala Harris is right now. And then Kamala Harris, Actually, you know what? Nikki Haley will also get Maine's second district in a likely because we look here, we've got Trump by 7 points in 2020, Trump by 10 points in 2016. We've got Obama by 8 and Obama by 11. You can see how it's definitely shifting red, but then it shifts blue a little bit in 2020. But I do expect that it stays in a likely margin for 2024. And then we'll go look at the lean states for Kamala Harris. We already have Virginia as a lean state. We also have New Hampshire as a lean state. We look at New Hampshire's history in the past few elections. New Hampshire went to Biden by 7 points. It went to Clinton by 0.37, which was very, very close. Went to Obama by 5 and Obama by 9. So we look at here, I do think that the margin is going to get closer to about like 5 or 4 points, but I do think that Kamala still wins New Hampshire by a lean margin. And I mean, you could disagree with me on this, but I also think she gets Nevada in a lean. We go back to here. She got it, or excuse me, Joe Biden got Nevada in 2020 by 2.4 points. It was also the same exact margin in 2016 by 2.4, and I think it stays around 2.4, like maybe less, around like 1.8, like around the margin Pennsylvania was in 2020 is I think what the margin Nevada would be in this scenario. And then we look at Nikki Haley's lean states. She got Wisconsin, Texas, Florida, North Carolina, and Georgia, and Pennsylvania. And we look at this. I mean, some people might say, but Kamala Harris could appeal to the black vote in Georgia. And I think you're right, which is why I'm going to actually put Georgia as tilt. So we'll look at a few of these states really quickly. Georgia, it was 0.23 for Biden and 5.1 for Trump in the past two elections. And I do think it gets close here, like probably maybe a little more than the margin Biden won it. But I do think Nikki Haley would win it. I will look at Wisconsin. Wisconsin also went very close in 2020, and it went also almost the same margin in 2016. And I think it does go. I think it does get farther away. It'll probably be like the margin of I'd say the margin of Florida, like 3.3 points. And speaking of Florida, let's look at Florida. So I put Florida as lean here, and I do think that Trump will win it by, or excuse me, Nikki Haley win it by 4 or 5 points. Trump won it by 1 point, and Trump won it by 3 points in the past two elections. And I think it gets even more red as it's trending towards the Republicans. Like it really actually is trending towards the Republicans. So we'll also go ahead and look at Pennsylvania while we're at it. Pennsylvania was won by Obama by 10 points, Obama by 5, Trump by 0.72, and Biden by 1.2. And we look here, look what I said. I say that Pennsylvania probably going to be around 2 points of a win for Nikki Haley. And same thing with, well, actually, Texas is a little interesting. I think Texas also goes by like 4 or 5 points, like Florida's margin. It just isn't ready to go blue yet. Some people are saying, oh my God, Texas is going to go blue. Oh my God. No, it's not going to go blue yet. It's not going to go blue for another 10 years. It'll get close, but it's not going blue until like at least 2032. And then we look at the tilt states. We already looked at Georgia. Actually, you know what? We're going to look at one more state, North Carolina. North Carolina has also been very interesting. It was close in 2020, even though people overlook it. It was pretty close in 2020, and I expect a margin of around 2016 margin in North Carolina, like about 3 points for Nikki Haley. It was about 3 points for Trump, so I think that Nikki Haley will get North Carolina in a lean. And then we'll look at our tilt states. These are the interesting states. I do think Nikki Haley will be able to get Arizona in a tilt, and will also be able to get Georgia in a tilt. You could debate and say that Arizona's lean, but I do think it's going to be tilt. If you look at the trends really quickly, It went to Trump by 3 points, and you could say, "Oh, it will be like that again for Nikki Haley." No, I just don't see that happening. I feel like it's going to be you know what, actually, I mean, like, it's a borderline lean or tilt. You could either put it lean or you could put it tilt. But I think that that's what would happen for, them. I'm gonna put it for tilt for now, but you could say it's lean and just give me the reasonable opinion and, I'll believe you. And then we'll look at Michigan. Michigan was won by 2 points for, Biden, and which is why some people aren't very confident in putting it red, and that's exactly me. I just don't see, like, Michigan going so far that it's trending red for sure, but I think it stays a tilt margin at least a couple more elections, and is able to stay with the Democrats too. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you guys in the next video.